welcome back to our channel. So last week we spent a full week within the Perth area, explored everything that we could possibly see within the week. We had such a good time, so many things to see, and we had picture perfect weather. But today we are now starting to head north, so a lot more things to see, a lot of beach places that we're excited, so we'll take you along. Today we just did a day of full driving. This morning we got our last things like groceries and other bits and pieces that we needed in Perth while we could get them there. And then we've driven about halfway between Perth and JURIEN Bay. That's our next destination. There's been fires on the Brand Highway, so we've just had to take a bit of a detour before we can get back onto that major highway and then make it to JURIEN Bay. There's been a bushfire this morning just outside of JURIEN Bay, so we've woken up to it being very smoky this morning. Make sure that we always know what's going on with the bushfires. We've got the emergency WA app, which is really important to have, especially at this time of the year. It gives you everything, where the fires are, what critical level it is, and it gives you like a little area that you shouldn't go into, what roads are closed, so that's very important for us. So any state that you're in, make sure you've got the appropriate fire app downloaded, because they're so helpful. It gives you notifications every time something's going on, so makes you feel a little bit safer when you're traveling around. We are now camping here at Sandy Cape. It's just about a 15-minute drive north of JURIEN Bay, and it's an absolute magic spot. I don't know why it's not talked about more. We've had 2 nights here so far, and it's just these awesome sunsets, and we've just come down here with everyone else and having a look. There's some really calm waters here when the wind's down, and it's just so nice to come out here. You got lots of people that are still fishing here tonight as well. I'm making one of my no-bake slices again. So I'm back with the Scotch fingers, your butter and your condensed milk. That's always the base. And I'm going to try a crispy M&M in the slice this time. These were on special, so I had to get those. And then your melting chocolate for the top. So put everything together in the fridge and we should have a snack for tonight. It's the same as last time, so I've just put all the base ingredients into my lined pan. And I have melted my chocolate. This will go on the top and then in the fridge again for a few hours to set. If anyone was wondering about the M&M slice that I made, it turned out delicious. This is another cracker recipe. Today we've gone for a bit of a short drive. We've come into Green Head and we're just checking out some of the lookouts, and behind me here is Dynamite Bay. We are trekking on today. We've spent the past 4 nights here at Sandy Cape and it's just an incredible spot. If you're in the area, I would highly recommend staying. In saying that though, ensure that you book online before arriving, as each spot is now a pre-booked system and you get a individual spot for yourself. And it books out relatively fast, especially for the weekends. We've seen a couple people that have just rocking up without a booking, and then they actually drive around and find out that all the spots are unavailable and that you had to do it beforehand. Thanks for watching this week's video. Don't forget to join us next week as we're going to head closer to Geraldton and check out some more epic beachfront campsites.